YouTube, what's shaking? Welcome to the latest episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. As always, a quick thank you for taking some time out of your day to check out the latest video and for being the best damn community here on YouTube, without a doubt. So I'm sure a lot of you have seen this Pawn Stars episode from some time ago, where this guy arrived on set.
What do we got here?
A whole lot of silver.
Let me help you out real quick. I've never seen you get up from your desk that quick.
I always get up, son.
Not generally very
Move your
quick.
hand.
I came to the pawn shop today to sell my silver.
Yep, he carried in about 3,372 ounces of silver to sell, and it was a mix of 90% in bars, including some vintage Anglehards.
So you have 3,372 ounces of silver. You bought right at the bottom of the market.
So Rick naturally jumped on it, weighing it and checking to see if the 90% was legitimately 90%. But he also had some reservations about the biggest bar, which is around 942 ounces. So he went in the back, did a quick acid test on it. After it tested okay, the math was calculated, and the offer was made.
Okay, here's the deal. Yeah, it's all right. It's fine. You got 46,000 for the coins, 33,390 for these bars right here. 32.39 times 942 equals. So we got a total of $110,901.
Well, let's make a deal.
That is the deal.
You can't go like 115?
No. I mean, there's not a lot of profit here. On $110,901, I'm probably going to make $1,500 off you.
But can't you just hold all this for 6 months, a year, and sell it for 120?
Or hold on to it for 6 months and sell it for 50.
And as you can see, the seller looked like he was expecting a little bit more, but he took Rick up on his offer anyway. After all, Rick's got to make his profit. You know how that goes. Anyway, with this guy's 3,300 ounces of silver, it's easy to think about your own stack and how you match up against a pretty big silver baller like that. I mean, that's a lot of silver. But how many folks are stacking in the United States? Are they stacking gold or silver? And what's your ranking as a silver stacker in regard to ounces you're holding? Well, I'm going to go over all that and a hell of a lot more, so make sure you stay tuned. All right, so I'm not sure how accurate these poll numbers are, but they were quoted earlier in a 2025 report, and they basically state that 10.8% of Americans own gold, 11.6% own silver, and 6.5% own both. Now, the problem is, I can promise you those numbers were based on respondents just owning some metals, and it's likely that very few of them were actual stackers. So these numbers are kind of tough to substantiate, really. The truer numbers indicate that serious stackers, or those defined as actively adding to their holdings in a consistent manner, make up only 1 to 3% of the U.S. population. And dedicated stackers saw the writing on the wall for anything based on the U.S. dollar. And hell, we went out and did something about it by trading a dying piece of paper for something with tangible value. I mean, sure, others are going to be critical of stackers, telling us we're wasting our time and money, but real stackers know what's up. We understand the true purpose of our metals, and we have a plan in place. And we're not allowing metals to completely dominate our portfolios. Okay, I mean, we got it. We got this. We got it. But those holding on to the dollars while we hold on to metals, yeah, they're probably going to sing a far different tune in the future. And seriously, I'm not even spitballing here. That's just a fact. That's a fact backed up by the dollar's documented loss of purchasing power over the last few decades. You know, because the Fed is on a tear printing this stuff up. We don't have these anymore. Okay, we don't have dollars backed by dollars, gold and silver. We can't go in and cash these in for physical metals. It doesn't work like that anymore. We have worthless dollars. And if you think metals have lost as much purchasing power as the dollar, yeah, you'd be dead wrong. They haven't. They've stayed pretty consistent. Either way, that 1 to 3% of us being stackers makes us some rare air ballers, no?
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky.
Anyway, enough of all that. So let me do a disclaimer really quickly that this video is hypothetical only, since we're going to go over some stacker rankings. Now, keep in mind, look guys, we're just having some fun here, and that the amount of silver you stack is completely up to you, based on your budget. It's important that you stick to your goals and your spending limits without feeling the pressure of keeping up with anyone else. If you have a few ounces of silver, or 1,000 plus, Hell, you're already ahead of approximately 97% or more of the U.S. population. So take pride in that. Take pride in that, and not the amount you're holding. It's going to build up in time with steady buying and dollar cost averaging, right? It'll happen. So what exactly are the Stacker rankings? Well, I'm sure many of you have seen this chart. And it's this silver whale chart that's been floating around the internet for some time now. And basically it tells you what kind of silver whale you are based on the amount of ounces you're holding. This is pretty cool. It's cool. But I know it's going to be hard to see on this video, so I've broken it down into a slide that should be a little easier to discern. And I actually added a level. So let's check it out. These are some really easy breakdowns of goals you can set for yourself and work your way up the charts. Now, again, not everyone needs to hit every goal on this chart. Some have set goals for themselves where they don't necessarily need to hit 1,000 ounces, and that's absolutely fine. I can promise you I'm not going for 4,000, 5,000 ounces of silver. I'm just not. Again, march to the beat of your own drum, and let's go at it as we will. Let's go over these really quickly and talk about each level and weight. Level 1, 50 ounces. I think a lot of us shot for that right from the get-go. And 50 ounces of silver weighs about 3.7 pounds, so easy storage. Level 2 is 100. I consider that a key goal. 100 is a big deal. It felt really good to hit 100, and I think others will agree. And 100 ounces of silver is going to weigh about 6.8 pounds. Level 3, 250 ounces, about 17.1 pounds of weight. Level 4, key goal, 500. That's huge. Anybody that's hit 500 felt pretty damn good about it when we hit it. So I consider 500 a key goal. And those are going to weigh about, 500 ounces is going to weigh about 34.3 pounds. Level 5 is 750 ounces. That weighs about 51.4 pounds, still manageable. Level 6, 1,000 ounces, the last key date. It's a big deal. 1,000 ounces is one hell of an accomplishment, and you should really pat yourself on the back if you made it that far. But 1,000 ounces of silver, that's going to weigh 68.5 pounds, still in the manageable range for transport. Level 7 is 1,500. I added this one just because it's a mid between the really high goals. And 1,500 ounces will weigh about 103 pounds. Level 8, 2,000 ounces, and that weighs 137 pounds. We're starting to get in the difficulty of storage with 2,000 ounces here. It can be done, but we're talking about some weight. And if you add that weight to the safe, you got a ton of weight. So level 9, 3,000 ounces, it's going to weigh about 205 pounds. Level 10 is 4,000 ounces, weighs about 274 pounds. Now you're talking some problems, both with possibly storage and transport. And the bonus level, you are a baller, and I give you kudos. You're an absolute baller if you're holding 5,000 and above. Now, 5,000 ounces, it's going to be 342.5 pounds of weight. Yikes. So we're getting ready to wrap this video up, but let's go over one more aspect of all this before I do, and that's the age-old question. How much of your portfolio should be made up of metals? Now, you're going to get all kinds of different answers. Different folks are going to recommend different percentages. I'll give you the common answer that most analysts will repeat time and time again, and that's holding 10 to 20% of an investment portfolio in physical precious metals. But how much of that percentage should be in gold and how much in silver? I mean, that's up to you. Generally speaking, they advise, quote unquote, advise, holding about 2/3 of your stack in gold and about 1/3 in silver. Now, is this ironclad in any way at all? No, hell no. In the end, you stack what you want to add to your portfolio, and you can pick whichever metal will best get you to the goal that you set when you started this crazy journey. Now, right now, gold is up there. We all know it. We're feeling it. Gold is up there and climbing. So it could be a tougher buy, while silver is just, kind of humming along, staying about as stagnant as moss. Steady, but stagnant. So forget all these rankings and keep fighting the good fight. You'll appreciate it when the time comes. All right. There you have it, folks. So what did you guys think of that list? What did you think of that ranking list? Have you been an influence on any family or friends and gotten them into stacking? Or do you just not talk about it at all? Well, be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are. You guys know I love going through them, so make sure you sound off. That's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. And if you made it this far, I got to give you kudos. I'll definitely catch up with you in the next episode. But in the meantime, oh yeah, you know what's up.
What do you want to do with your
I want to stack.
Damn right, it's stacked. Stay safe and be well, everyone. Be sure to catch me and My Silver Journey this Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. for Stacker's Corner. We'll be on his channel this week. And if you need a link, just look under my post. But until then, I am out of here. Peace, folks. Have a great week ahead. I'll see you on Wednesday.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.